your balance. Okay, so you can see on the far right hand side, they're starting out with a balance of $313.54. Okay. The other important columns are, of course, you got the column for the check number. Okay. You've got the date.
God, I'll put it on YouTube.
The description. So you've got all these columns. You got 186. Then the column for deposit or credit.
Sit down here. Most shops charge between $60 and $90.
I don't know how much it is. Last time it was like $45.
I guess something like that.
Right.
It's 40 or 45.
But guys, the importance of the check register is to help you make sure you can keep track of how much money you got in your account. Because like you see just below the balance, understand that if you have something that is a payment or a debit or a credit, guys, a payment or debit is something like you wrote a check for something or you withdrew money and that's taken away from your balance. Okay, if you have a deposit or a credit, that is something that's added to your balance. Say you deposited some money or had an automatic, let's say your paycheck, you have automatic transaction that's automatically put in your account. So guys, understand the difference between that column for payment and debit. That's when money's coming out of your account. And when you have a deposit or a credit, when money is added to your account. All right? So guys, as you look at that example on page 186, do you have any questions about any of that in that check register? I'm asking you if you have any questions.
What's our assignment?
I'll give you your assignment when I feel like you're ready for it. Guys, just looking at that, do you have any questions there?
No, that's retarded.
Nope. AT stands for amount transfer?
Automatic transfer.
Automatic transfer.
If you look at the description of the transaction, it's TransNation phone, you're assuming that they're probably paying their phone bill online.
Yeah.
So,
What's the 202?
okay, 202, that's the check number.
Okay.
They wrote a check number to, they just called it department store, that was check number 202.
Okay.
Okay.
And then this is just,
Oh, I hate that. I'm going. I told you.
Well, that's after you write a check. If you write in the check register, or even if you have the ones that make copies when you write them, I can't remember what they're called, the carbon copies. You put everything in that check register to keep track of your balance. Okay, Joe, space from. So when you if you get a checkbook from the bank. Guys, the bottom part of it's the actual checks. The top part is the check register where you can write everything down and keep track of it. Guys, what's nice too is something you can do now. A lot of banks you can actually go online and check your balance and it'll show all the same kind of stuff. So guys, look at page 187. Look at 3, 4, and 5 there in that check register. Okay. You see the balance starting out at $448.35. Now, that $46.92, if that's a payment or a debit, do you need to add that or subtract that from the balance?
Subtract it.
You need to subtract it because we're assuming either you withdrew that much money from your account or you wrote a check for that amount. Okay, so you would subtract that. Now, so what is $448.35 minus $46.92?
We figured out 448.35.
Yeah, we're just
Minus
looking at
46.
3.5 there in that. That's the starting balance, right?
401.43.
Okay. So you do a payment or a debit of $46.92. Let's change this to payment / debit.
I'm used to seeing debit.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't get his face.
So you need to
Well,
take
got warrants.
this away from that amount. So what
Say
you
you got
do,
warrants, probably shouldn't get your face.
$401.43.
your new amount after you subtract it would be 401 what?
I just got my calculator.
Okay. So what you can do each time after you make a after you make some kind of a transaction, whether it's a payment debit or deposit credit, each time you can go and figure out the new balance. So then you see the deposit or credit of $216.84. To figure out my new balance, do I need to add this to this, or do I need to subtract this from that if it's a deposit or a credit? You need to add it, okay? So you can take this plus this to find the new balance after you deposit that.
618.27.
That should be 618.27. Okay.
There you go.
So
Another debit.
then you see number 5, you got a debit or a payment of $251.55.
366.72.
You need to take this minus this, take the balance minus any payment or debit. What'd you say that ends up being, Jared?
$366.72.
So make sure you understand how that check or register works. Guys, the best thing to do is anytime you write a check, to put it down in that register, and you can always know what your balance is.
Yep.
So, guys, flip over to page 188. Page 188, if you look at 6, 7, 8, and 9, do all of those. Number 8 and number 9, you're filling out a check register. Okay? So do 6 through 9, and I also want you to do number 18.
Mr. Kernan, did you know that doing your own repairs on your automobile can save you hundreds of dollars each year on maintenance?
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can also cost yourself thousands of dollars in maintenance charges too if you don't know what you're doing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, yo, capture. Camera. Smile. You're on camera.
I'm scared. Smile.
Keep your foot up.
You got some lesson on there, so you